We are Robin and Steve. In the last episode, we were exploring Fraser Island, Kagari, when a storm hit. When the wind unexpectedly veered to the south, it turned out to be a rolly night. We knew it was too stormy to head to the outer reefs, so instead we sailed to Pancake Creek. We'd passed a lot of leaping fish and had our lure bitten off, but finally we got lucky.
A mac tuna? And a bonito. I've got 3 spots. Hang on, it could be a bonito.
This one was a mac tuna.
Yep, Spanish mackerel.
And Spanish mackerel is Steve's favourite. We arrived at Pancake Creek at 4 in the morning, and then in the morning on a rising tide, we found a better anchorage from which to explore. There are strong currents here, so instead of using our kayak like usual, at first we tried out our motorboat. It was here at Pancake Creek that we saw the first coral of our trip. We also saw dugongs and
Turtle.
we feasted on sashimi, soy ginger fish, curry, and this, panko fried fish. It was a full moon and a clear night, making it the perfect night to watch a lunar eclipse. On the 26th of May, the moon moved into the shadow of the Earth. Once the Earth blocks any sunlight from reaching the moon, the only light shining from the moon has been bent from the Earth's atmosphere, so the moon looks a little bit red. But after a night of sailing all night, I was pretty tired. It was late. This is the closest to a blood moon that I saw. The next morning, we walked to Busted Head Lighthouse, enjoying the diverse wildlife along the way. The hard-working lighthouse keepers had been doing some serious weeding, and the place was looking really good. We only planned to go this far, but some friends suggested we keep walking to catch the view of the coastline near the town of 1770. On the way back, we saw a dead python. And a little bit further on, a very much alive monitor lizard who didn't want to move. It was comfy in the sun, so we walked around it. As the tide drops, a playground of sandbars appears. A massive low-pressure system off New Zealand meant that strong winds were coming our way, and we had to get shelter near the town of Gladstone. As we wove our way through the many coal ships, we passed some dolphins, but they were too shy to film. It was a bit smoggy. The town of Gladstone has a power station that emits 11.8 million tonnes of greenhouse gases every year. From Gladstone, many products, but mostly coal, are shipped to over 30 different countries. We could see the power plant from our little shelter inside Facing Island. It's an island smashed by 4-wheel drives with some pretty beaches and some interesting rock formations. We didn't have to walk far to be reminded that we were near a major shipping hub. Facing Island ended up providing excellent shelter from strong winds. We collected a lot of plastic, and this, the skull of a turtle, a nice combination with which to reflect on mortality. It was still pretty windy, but good enough for us to continue on to Cape Capricorn. In 1770, Captain Cook noticed that this cape was near the Tropic of Capricorn, hence the name. The Tropic of Capricorn is the southernmost circle of latitude from which the sun can be seen directly overhead. It was rough rounding the Cape due to some nasty wind against current action, but then we found this nice overgrown track to the lighthouse. The first lighthouse was constructed here in 1875, and it's been upgraded a few times since then. This was the first time we'd met lighthouse chickens. Chickens with a view. On the way down, we checked that our boat wasn't floating away, and then explored some more rarely used tracks. Collapsing tracks in some places. The next day we had a fun and very bumpy sail to Great Keppel Island, Wapabara. It's the largest of the 18 islands in the Keppel Group. Some little islands like this one aren't even classified as islands, just rocks. We passed Hummocky Island and could start to see Great Keppel Island taking shape. We sailed up the east coast of Great Keppel Island, continued round the top to the popular anchorage on the northern side, which offers good shelter from the southeasterly trade winds. The swell still wraps around, but that didn't worry us. As soon as we'd anchored, we got into the kayak and explored this beautiful lagoon, complete with sea turtles, stingrays, and fruit bats. You might notice that Steve has a thick jumper on. For our first days in this tropical island, the weather was quite chilly. We took a walk to the resort. In 2015, Cyclone Marsha smashed the resort. Now the coast is held together with giant cement bags in some areas, but there are still some spectacular views. You don't have to go far here to see goats, another destructive souvenir left behind by colonisers. The next day, the sun came out and we saw a dugong. Back at Fraser Island, the viewfinder in my camera had broken, so I didn't actually know what I was filming. But check, just to the left of Steve's head, it's a dugong. Just to the left and forward of our boat, look for the turtle head. There it is. So exciting. Maybe it had to be there. Join us next time as we soak in the tropics. We continue to explore the Keppel Group and then head off to the Percy Islands. From now on, we'll spend much more time underwater. I'll leave you with this, our first snorkel of the trip, tropical waters on coral reefs.